account belonging to treatment linked to a total group of companies. Such transactions do not by themselves establish one goal, but they raise questions about the movement of treatment. Latest operated in the Minnesota commercial
So, well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you wherever you are watching us from. My name is Victor D. Kuti, and we've been joined by youths of Liberia and also members of the Deconti Artist Theater Incorporated. And today we are on Radio G 90.2 within River G County. So we now give it up to the the presenter of this entire show, Prince Copeland, to kickstart. And of course, I'm the media and communication officer for the Deconti Artist Theater Incorporated.
Yeah, of course, we'd like to appreciate every one of us who are actually here today, and specifically with the doctor, Dengoti, who is actually prepared this morning to inform us specifically of all our audience, specifically why is he or why we Liberians should extend praises to His Excellency Joseph Iman Boakai and the rest of the government officials of our country, yes, of our country. So I'd like to also welcome some of our colleagues who actually on this one today. We want to say thank you so much, fellow colleagues. Thank you. We want to welcome you guys on this segment, and I hope that our audience will actually also do us well to be able to listen to what the doctor is actually about to talk about. Dr. Timothy. He also talked about Glaro, and I was shocked. I said, "Wow, isn't Bendo Glaro?" So, but anyway, we also grateful that this morning to listen to in this morning on this platform.
Well, it's an honor. And, thanks so much, Prince Copeland. So once more, let me say good morning to our listeners of River G County and those listening to Radio D 90.2 FM. Greetings to everyone and thanks for joining us here today on Daybreak River G program. And of course, my name is Victor D. Kuti. Like I said, I'm the media and communication officer of the Deconti Artist Theater Incorporated. And it is a pleasure to be here this morning on behalf of Dati and our youth representative and cultural advocates across Liberia. So today we've gathered for a very special conversation, not simply to celebrate an award, but also to express appreciation to His Excellency President Joseph Nyema Boyka Senior and the government of Liberia for recognizing the more than 5 decades of service of one of Liberia's cultural pioneers, Dr. Rabba Prince Joseph Gbaba Senior. So Dr. Gbaba was recently he was recently honored with Liberia's distinction in the Order of the Star of Africa with the grade of commander. I mean, you know what it means, right? So we have others people here, and the permit me now to introduce to you Michelle Sie prepared leader Elliot. I don't know whether he's up here. So Michelle, if you are available, kindly unmute yourself and you welcome right here to this podium. So Michelle is the national coordinator of Dati Liberia. Welcome.
Yes, thank you so much, Victor. Are you getting me? The rain is too much at my end, so I don't know whether you're getting it.
Yeah, you are loud and clear.
Yeah.
All right, good morning to the peace loving people of River D County. Good morning to the peace loving people of Maryland County. Good morning to the peace loving people of the southeastern region of Liberia. Good morning to the peace loving people of the western region of Liberia. Good morning to the peace loving people of the northern region of Liberia and the central region of Liberia. Good morning to everyone following us via radio and online. By way of introduction, my name is Mishak Smith, Prepared Leader Elliott. I am the National Coordinator of Deconti in the four languages again. There's time for everything. Definitely Artist Theater Incorporated. That is for sure. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we now move on to other representatives here from youth groups and Dati as well to go about having himself introduced.
The last person we have for this Nigerian online newspaper,
Thank
NIN.
you. Good morning to Robert G, for my head going through. I want to say good morning to Mr. Ikinos, and my name is Adam Kweichie from Grand Crew. I'm the youth chairman of Grand Crew. So good morning to Dr. Gbaba as well, and good morning to the lovely people of the East. Thank you.
All right. It's up to you, Philomena.
Good morning. Good morning, Maryland. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, River G. My name is Philomena M. Aku. I'm the director for Dati Benelu chapter. That is Dati Maryland chapter. And it is a pleasure for me to be on this platform. Thank you.
Good morning to the people of Liberia. Good morning to the people of Magibi County. My name is Jerry S. Kanaka. I am the county director of Magibi County. And I'm pleased and honored to be on this wonderful platform today.
It's now up to you, Melvin. We are. Please unmute yourself and have yourself introduced properly. Melvin,
Somebody
Melvin,
got
kindly
the
unmute
radio on
yourself.
too. Melvin T, we are.
Kindly unmute yourself, please, Melvin.
Am I live now? Are you hearing me?
You are very loud and
Yeah,
clear.
Am I live? You hearing me?
Very loud and clear. Let's hear you out.
Thank you. So I bring you greetings from Kowo Blelu to Juka number one of Barbo, Maryland County. So the name is Melvin Weir, the president for the young people of Maryland County. I'm honored this morning to appear among many Liberian youth and leaders of our nation to also appreciate the president of this nation for the recognition of our leaders who have been imparting knowledge unto us as a Liberian. I'm a very great testimony to his services and efforts when it comes to uh, encouraging young Liberians to get to know much about their culture and how to preserve our culture. So I'm honored to
Okay
be
then.
here. Thank you for the invite.
Okay then. Thank you so very much. So now, ladies and gentlemen, and to all of our listeners out there, most especially those in River County and across Liberia, wherever you monitoring and watching us from, we say kudos to you. Permit me now to bring on
The chatter.
stage the executive director of the Decanty Artists Theater Incorporated. That's the rabbi himself, and he's going to have himself permanently introduced to you. Let's now welcome in and usher the Rabbi Joe Baba.
Um,
Welcome, Dad.
Thank you, thank you. Before I come in, I want to give you the young people the chance to talk because this is your platform.
Hmm.
You wrote the president a letter,
Sure.
and whatever you wrote the president about, that's what you're supposed to be talking about. I
Hmm.
came to listen to you so that eventually I can respond when you're done talking. So those who haven't spoken, who are still in the background,
Hmm.
that signed the paper that
Uncle
you sent to
Joseph.
the president, they should be the ones talking and not me at this time. I will talk
Yes.
when you guys have, talked and told the people why you requested to appear on this radio station.
Yes, that's awesome. We are aware of that. We only wanted to have you introduced and then you be backstage and hear from the coordinator himself as it relates to the letter that was sent. So we only need an introduction to you and then move over to Prince Copeland, who will take over the entire talk show.
So move on to Prince.
All right then. So we now move over to Prince, who will now take hold of this entire talk show right here. Prince, are you there? Prince Copeland, are you there? We lost Prince Copeland, but let's now welcome in let's now welcome in the man Michelle Elliott, who is definitely the national coordinator of Dati, Liberia, and a letter was drafted, and that letter was presented to the president of the Republic of Liberia in to his chief of protocol office, and the letter was drafted by the Decanting Artist Theatre Incorporated, and that's the major reason why we have come here today to let the people know and why was a letter drafted to the president of the Republic of Liberia. So we now have the we now have the national coordinator of Decanting Artist Theatre Incorporated. Prince Copeland, welcome back. And let me add you on stage. Welcome back. So let's now hear from you. Why is it that a letter will be addressed to the President of the Republic of Liberia?
All right. Thank you, Victor,
Mm,
for this platform, and thanks to Prince Copeland from the radio station in Refugee, that's Radio G, and thanks to our listening audience. So let me first give you a brief history of Dati. Just a summary.
mm,
So Deputy Artist Theatre Incorporated, Dati for short, was established at the University of Liberia, the campuses of the University of Liberia in 1937 by Liberia's playwright and theatre director, Dr. Joseph Gbaba. The
mhm,
purpose of establishment was to promote, initially was to promote our Liberian and African culture through the performance of visual art for peace and culture studies.
mhm,
So by 2019, since when Ome was drawing, for Liberia, and since indeed we were used during the civil war in Liberia, we decided that since Ome was leaving, for us to also be a foot soldier in promoting our Liberian peace, in promoting peace, unity, and reconciliation in Liberia. So the component of peace, unity, and reconciliation was added, in 2019 when Ome was leaving. That's how we had the Dati Super Peace Initiative. So, you know, we reckon the president, we felt so impressed, from the honor that was given to our executive director in honor and chief executive officer, Dr. Baba. For over 52 years, Dr. Baba has been promoting our Nigerian and African culture, both here in Liberia, in Africa, and in the United States of America. All while he been promoting our culture, one of the presidents that that saw him and brought him to stage was Whenever Totman. So uh, President Totman, President Totman brought him to stage and recognized his effort. And since then, he has not been recognized, given such recognition. And so in July of this year, July 22, the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Boakai, has honored Dr. Baba for his contribution in promoting our Liberian and African culture. And we We're very happy, to have seen such of honor, for Dr. Baba to be alive and he being honored. We were so happy. And so because of that, we decided to erect the president of the Republic of Liberia, expressing our gratitude to him for recognizing, the effort of this man, Dr. Baba. To be frank, Dr. Baba has made us to have interest in our Liberian African culture. Some of us didn't really have interest in our culture. But when we came across Dr. Baba in 2019, he made us to have a serious interest in our culture. When we first encountered him, he had to take us back to our hometown to inquire from the chiefs and elders, how we got to where we were, and telling us the importance of our various languages. And we've been having series of programs. And Dr. Baba have not gotten any funding, from the national government. All that the activities, been strictly sponsored by him and members of the board of directors of Dati. So for the president to honor him, we were so happy. And just to give you a summary of some of our activities in 2019 when we launched the Dati activities, when we launched the Dati activities both in Montreal and Maryland County, that we activated our culture. For the first time, you have the Global World Dance out. For the first time, you have youth, you have students. I mean, you have the elders marching in the principal streets of Harper, Maryland County. And the first time, you have, young people, including the elders in Montserrado County, displaying their culture. We were so happy. And so it's because of that, and we've been having a series of activities. Because of time, we now want to, list all these activities. For instance, around the elections time, we have, a peace rally. Because at certain point in time, the election was getting too tense. I mean, people were fighting one another. I think you follow it. So we had to organize the Dati Peace Rally in Upper Maryland, where we had to rally around telling people, the importance of elections. We also have the Rabbi Joe Gbaba Peace and Cultural Festival, the first one of here in 2022, which was in Harper. And by this year, in February, we had the second Rabbi Joe Gbaba Peace and Cultural Festival. We've been having a series of activities. And so we feel it's about time now for our culture that is dying, for our culture to be taught in schools, the institutionalization of our culture. What that he is telling the president, when we appreciated the president, we also sent him, a proposal. We are now telling the president that, Mr. President, that he wants to support your government. Simply, you have recognized the effort of our executive director. You have honored our executive director for his contribution in promoting our Liberian African culture. So we want for our culture to be taught in schools. This is what we are saying. We want for our culture to be taught in the various communities. So right now, Dati is raising funds to construct the first school of the performance and visual art for peace and cultural studies. So we brought a proposal to the president, seeking his approval and his support for this national cause, that we can move from county to county, tell the young people the importance of our culture. Let me tell you, our culture is very deep.
Mm-hmm.
One of the easier part of our culture, most of us do not know it, our local languages. When you ask us today, you are which tribe, you are from which ethnic group, we will be proud to tell you we are global. And if you ask us, do you speak the global language? We, the young people, will tell you, I don't know that thing. Our global language, our tongue language, our federal language, our true language, and you listen on, they are not that thing. Most of us do not know our various languages. And so when our culture is institutionalized, that means when our culture is enshrined in the curriculum of Liberia, the educational curriculum, and our culture is taught in schools and becomes a policy in this country, most of us, the young people, will find interest in our culture. We will find interest in the dress code. Today, we will be having traditional weddings, and people will be dressing as Nigerians. That we feel that we are losing our cultural heritage gradually. So that's why we decided to elect the president of the Republic of Liberia telling him thank you for honoring our executive director and honor our father, our mentor for his contribution. So that's the summary I want to give. Thank you so much, Executive.
What a nice elaboration so far, and then we looking forward to see Prince Copeland, who is the host of this entire program. Prince, it's now up to you.
Of course, his input was good, and specifically when he spoke about from the angle of President Tombe, who actually been one of the persons, who set the record in the southeastern region. Today we have the likes of Tombe University, where people go to upgrade themselves academically. When he also said that they have recognized, Dr. Gbaba is something I actually really appreciate him on that, giving the brief, history about Dr. Gbaba and what have you. So it's something I we honestly want to appreciate, and also talking about the likes of our making sure that President Joseph Yema Boakai and the rest of the folks of the government officials, His Excellency to the Yema Boakai to be letter to be extended to them. So, Victor, we appreciate the national chairperson for that overview, and also some of those important things that he talked about. Just about questions and answers are expected to be perhaps our other colleagues who are on this note or was on the broadcast. They like to ask one or two questions, and then before then, we can go back to Dr. Joseph Kathy. So colleagues are here. Perhaps you want to have one or two things to be said before I can also come out as a host of this all important discussions that actually been live on various radio stations across the country.
So well, great. Thank you, Prince Copeland, as you go about drafting what you can. But this is one of the question, that we need to answer. And we expect maybe other Dati members and some youth organization here. But we are so unfortunate to have Seiji Wia, who is the coordinator there for River G County, and we stay struggling due to network and other technical faults. But this question is very much
Yeah,
cardinal. What message does?
Victor, Victor,
Mm,
before the
mm,
question, let me first recognize, the efforts of the various youth groups that have
mhm,
joined Dati to send the communication out to the president. We have
mm.
worked with the Greco Youth Association. The youth president, Mr. Adam Chie, has been very instrumental, and he one of those who saw the need for us to send the communication out to the president. The youth president of Maryland County, Mr. Melvin Weir, has also been very instrumental, and he saw the need.
Lisa, don't go there. Let the people speak for themselves. Mr. Chair is on. Let Mr.
Mhm.
Chair say why he came on the show and all of that. Let Melvin say why he came on the show. Let Jerry say
Okay,
where they come from and all of that. That's how you do this kind of program. I came on
okay,
because I want to make sure that it's regulated properly. Because this is your platform as young people. Okay? This is what is it? What brought you on the show today to say what you say? Give everybody a chance. Go from one person to the other. Jerry Kanaka is there. He's one of the signatories. Why did he sign the document? Let him tell the people. Let everybody say why they affix their signature to the document that you're talking about.
So we try our possible best to link up with these people, but
okay.
as we go about the question,
Jerry is
this is
on. Jerry is on. Paul, let Jerry speak. Gotta let people speak. Go ahead, Jerry.
All right, so thank you ever so much to the peace loving people of Liberia. So today we came on this platform. I'm representing Magibi County to say to our beloved president, thank you so much. I'm here to appreciate our President, Joseph Nimam Boakai, for seeing the need and the work of Dr. Gbaba over the past years. And I'm a testimony to the work that Dr. Gbaba have done in our nation, Nigeria, most especially working with the young people. I've not really been easy as an individual to bestow our culture within our country. Every time they will support us. So I'm here today on behalf of my city council to tell our president, thank you for seeing the good work of Dr. Baba over the past years. So we are here to appreciate the president of the Republic of Liberia, president of this nation, work.
Okay, we say many thanks to you, Kanakai. That's awesome. And we also have the lady Philomena Aku who's here. Now the question is, why appreciate the president?
Thank you so much, Victor. Thank you for ushering me in. Why appreciate the president? We want to appreciate the president because at last he has seen what we have been seeing. We now realize that the president has seen the work of our daddy, Dr. Joe Gbaba. He has seen his commitment over the years, and the president has seen the importance of we youth knowing our roots through this whole cultural thing. In the whole of Dati structure, the part that has to do with the cultural and the peace is one of the things that actually touched me because that particular part took me back to where I did not know. It took me back to my roots. It made me to understand why I am called Gravo. It made me to understand why I am located between the lake and the sea and how my forefathers migrated there. Not every one of us know that. And that is the privilege that other countries has over us. People like the Ghanaians and other people, they know their culture and we are forgetting who we are. But then Dr. Joseph Baba, one way or the other, came in the picture, has been in the picture, trying to make us to understand that it is important for us to know who we are. If we know who we are, then we can help others to know who they are. Then we can stay on our level. Then we can stay
Mm.
on our level. So it is actually a great thing. It touched us so much that His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai has to recognize that Gbaba, that was how we came together and decided to say a big thank you to him and decided to recommend that our culture should be taught. If not every culture in every county, at least a culture in a whole country. That when I go out tomorrow and say I am a Liberian, I can tell them that we have a national language that we speak in Liberia. If I cannot speak my own dialect, at least let me speak a dialect from Liberia outside. I will make people to know that yes, I am a Liberian. Let me recognize some words, just as the people they have Yoruba in some cultures. They teach them, they teach their students how to read and speak the language. If we can have a special language, if not a particular language per county, if we can have a special language across the entire Liberia, trust me, trust me, it would be so nice. It would be so fine, and it means a lot to us. Peace building and cultural art means a lot to us. So we want to say again, thank you, thank you, thank you to the president for recognizing Dr. Joe Baba. And we want to work along with him to spread the message of peace and to make other youth to join us in recognizing our culture and knowing our roots, where we came from. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's awesome. We now have Seiji Wia, who is the coordinator there for River G County. Seji Wia, could you kindly unmute yourself, please?
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
Kindly have yourself
Thank
introduced
you
and
and good morning to everyone. Okay. I'm Seji Wia, the director for Dati Artist Theatre Incorporated, River G County. I want to say good
okay.
morning to everyone, or good afternoon, based on the location, or good evening to everybody that following us. I want to say good morning to my comrades who are in Liberia on this platform as well. Thank you.
Okay, that's wonderful. You affix your signature to a letter signed, uh, sent to the president. Sorry, you affix your signature to it. Could you let us know why, sir?
Yes. Thank you. I have faced my signature, and in fact, if I have the honor, it's my wish to even meet the president of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Nyama Boakai. Is my wish to meet him in person to express the reason why I faced my signature to that communication. I did that in the capacity of the director of Dati, River County, and also from the perspective of a Pan-Africanist who espouses a cultural activity and have that cultural esteem. If we try to look at other activities, if you look at Professor Plo Lumumba, he's in Africa teaching, and most of the teaching people are following it. Look at Joshua Mapunga, he's also teaching. So in our country, Liberia, who do we have to stand up, especially when it comes to promoting our cultural activity, making people understand that you have to be proud of your culture. You have that cultural esteem. You should not be ashamed of your own culture. You should be able to stand up, just the way the Ghanaians can stand up when they're talking about the culture, when they're speaking their local languages on major radio stations, major TV stations. They are not afraid, they are not ashamed. They have that cultural esteem. We have somebody in Liberia who have been teaching us to have that cultural esteem, to have that bonus, to have that regard and have that respect for our culture. And that person has been in the land, in the struggle for almost 50 years, teaching Liberians to have that mentality and have respect and appreciate the culture. And it's Dr. Joe Baba. He started as
That.
far back, he started
Mm.
as far back during the regime of President William Arotobajio. And all the work he did, perform at the executive mansion, work with other past presidents. No president could recognize his effort since the death of President Tobo. So President Baga coming out to appreciate him, to honor him. They go on July 26th celebration. I saw it as a great thing. So there was a real need to write a communication to the President of the Republic of Liberia to appreciate him for honoring the Rabat Joe Baba. So that's why I faced my signature to it. Thank you.
Okay then. Thank you so much. Let's now move over to Melvin Weir, who's going to tell us a similar thing as to his signature being affixed. Melvin, you are live. Could you please rotate your camera a bit, Melvin? Well, it seems like Melvin is unprepared, but then we like to pull up this signature. You know, you've heard about the signature that were made by some important sons and daughters of Liberia from organizations. Those are signatories to the letter that was sent to the president of the Republic of Liberia. And we like, yeah, who's going to tell us why is it he had his signature affixed to such document, giving thanks to the president of the Republic of Liberia. Let's now listen to Melvin.
Okay, thank you, Victor. Let me appreciate you firstly for the platform provided us as Liberian youth members of the Dati family, Republic of Liberia. Uh, First, I want to say greetings to our people in the Southeast region and Republic of Liberia who are under the sound of my voice. My name is Melvin Weir, once again, President for the Maryland Youth Association. I want to acknowledge first my signature on behalf of the youth of Maryland County. Yes, we have fixed our signature and attached our emblem to the communication sent to His Excellency President of this nation, acknowledging the fact that you have to recognize our leader who have been in the vineyard of imparting knowledge to Liberian youth. Maryland Youth Association is no exception. We came into the space somewhere around 2023, the later part of 2023. And in 2024, we're part of Foot Soldiers. I was one of those who coordinated bringing on board Grand Crew County and the Lake of River G when I bought a ship that had Mr. Afri Nungba, Mr. Michelle Elliott, and other comrades to be able to mobilize young people in the Southeast region to be a part of what Dr. Gbaba was prepared to do for young people, which he started to do before some of us took over. And then, trust me, Victor, when we took over the process, we were actually impressed. We got to know more of what we never knew about our own culture, our own country, where we came from. In fact, the global ethnic group, to be specific. We got that education. We were educated on how young people are to behave to others. We're educated on where our ancestors came from to establish where we are seated. We were educated on the connections of our countries in our own regions, and where global have their own limitations. We're also educated on the largest group of people within our own country. And so what Dr. Gbagba have been doing is actually beyond just saying thank you to him. And so for the fact that the president will recognize him is something that we as young people in this country have a very keen concern on. And so we were actually ready and happy to face our signature on that document. And like my comrade or Seji said, we will even have we'll even appreciate opportunity where we sit with the president physically to say thank you, because the effort of Dr. Gbagba have been the reason for which young people were rallying around to petition him to become cultural ambassador for this country. Where me personally as a youth leader have that authority to engage my caucus member. We wrote a lot of petitions to how best that decision have been reached. However, the president made that decision in the case of another person. But then for his decision to recognize now that Gbagba, we think as young people, is a stepping stone that the Gbagba can come in the space of our Liberian education system to see how he can provide a consultancy that the way civics is being taught in school, where people learn about government, we can also introduce a culture that young people that are coming up can get to know more about the Liberian culture and how it can be preserved. We are Liberians. We can never be an American or maybe European. We are who we are. And it's important that we get to know that and respect that for that matter. So thank you, Victor, for inviting me. If you have the whole day, I will be available to provide more reasons why Dr. Gbagba is the right person, and why we have to thank the president enough for recognizing Dr. Gbagba effort in the area of our culture and heritage in the Republic of Liberia. Thank you once again. My name is Melvin Weir, President for the Youth of Maryland County. I still remain on your platform following. Thank you.
So that's it. You just listen to Melvin. We are elaborating on the letters and why he affixed his signature to the letter sent to the President of the Republic of Liberia. We are giving thanks and praises to him for honoring the Rabbi Joe Baba himself, Dr. Joseph Gbagba, having served 52 years in having, educating youth, educating others about culture, and making sure that we have in mind that our culture needs to be preserved, and not just that, but institutionalized. So this is the letter that was sent, and this is the signatures to it. So within the signature, you find representatives from youth groups within the Republic of Liberia, the Federation of Liberian Youth. Also, yeah, we also have Melvin Weir from the president of the Maryland Youth Association, and he just spoke. And we have this question that has been asked throughout the entire time, and we are happy to have Prince Copeland back. But let's look at this entire question right here. This thing has been bothering people as it relates to cultural activity. Others take cultural activities to be bad, and and saying that it shouldn't be practiced. But with this question, we will have a whole lot of consideration on it. Why should cultural preservation be considered part of our national development? Why should cultural preservation, why should we prioritize preserving our culture, and why should it be part of national development? Michelle, let's now move over to Michelle. Are you there, Michelle? Well, we finding it a bit difficult with network system, but we're gonna see how best we can have this, usher out. Indeed, having been honored,
Okay,
Dr. Gbagba.
Victor, if your colleagues, if you have exhausted the other people who were there supposed to talk, because I didn't hear the what's that youth leader from River G. What
Yeah,
happened to him?
he's unable to be on for now.
Okay, so if there's no other person there, then I can come in, to talk because it's kind of late on my side.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear what you guys had to say.
You are welcome, sir.
Okay, all right. So now, River Gino, Atato.
Tato Felejo.
Oh, tato, da, tato.
Felejo.
Anite.
Happy New tato.
Happy Tato.
Yes. Greetings to all of you. You see, that's one of the reasons I didn't want to speak early, because I wanted to hear from the youth of Liberia who wrote on my behalf to the president why you wrote the letter, because that was something that you did of your own volition. I didn't ask you to go and write President Boakai because he honored me. You decided to do that yourself. And you did so through divine inspiration. Because nothing happens before its time. And God's time is the best. That's why we say, Dekonti.
Yes.
They are never conti. Your news one tirao, and duty. Then news wada, bobo, emunwe. Mon news wada zao, ye zao. Mon news wada glaio, ye glaio. Ye de quanti. They poor kwan we poor pound they are more grevo new and you are clever on one cloud you granyo grevo new crunyo basanyo a clever up on your duel. Agi daddy agi body kon yo de bulu apoa àwọn wuluwe dians a win kon di we because ayi deri ayi bari amo cloud you amo bloba kon you amo jia nyinu do counter àwọn lera brewaji de kon di na lera jie de du ji gban de a culture die de nima krebe klu de abli kula ji onu zainyo onu zainemi onu kinde a kula di amo ji anyunu o àwọn aple de sle ai e anu de sle ai e anu ye dan wuru amo si ojibo ye di ra yen si jibo yi e wa ja corruption do blow back corruption because on dey mba on toni na jiri yo jiri de se jiri ni mo on dey mba on sina guru ye mo to on dey mba do ibo ye tin amule somu ye jiri ye se jiri o mo baba anyi no baba bai de bai akre anu kin amboyi do bloba ke mo bila bei amo blenyu mo we de apoya zade abo and I will interpret it for those who cannot understand what I'm saying. Well, for my Gbaba people in Maryland, my Gbaba crew, Bassa people, when I'm speaking in Accra language, if you Bassa, you will hear it. If you Gbaba, you will hear it. If you crew, you will hear it. You will understand what I'm saying. And the reason why I'm not speaking English to you so much is because I'm not English. I don't come from England. Mo Quran you unde mba ungu branch there. You are the jobodu ongulu. Yeah, no ne chi akwuru. Your kwuru awon say ah buru. They kwani de blow alo chini yan. They on now because I say I believe Igbo. I say I believe Igbo. You I believe ye mo anu de sle. Tobo gro parai. De do pa country yon pa. Amadu a country yon ogru a kwadi. O se adubo gro gru. Ya mo o se aje culture tipo. O to a culture ato epoya. I believe ya to epoya. Yera mo kuya o kala. Unaka kuya no kana no kwibi England yon bli an culture. Chinese yon bli an culture. Fly yon bli an culture. Fly yon apo fly blue. England yon apo English blue. German yon apo German blue. Ye mo do an like you. Ogru agbebo kanwe kin. Ye mo na tattoo you know I can't understand that thing o.
Cultural heritage.
But then you love
Power. News wa power o. Oh, no le news le pleasure. Do o po anyi no deki. Do aka yebo da. Gbaba la. Amon deje o because power la wo blia. Ese njuju wa blia power kan la wo. De nyuswa do nema truki do on jare ja de nyuswa la blo yun anu ade ti la o ye kogon yun contre yun ye able segregation ya on se aje abo amo o do contre yun su opa isu o se respect kon do a culture bo e wa kon de blo ba lo chini yin de la o kon lo chini yin. Okay, that's enough from, the traditional side. Let me put it in English. Most of what I just said to my people from the southeastern region that I want to share with the Liberians from the western side, the Mande speaking side, because it was a Kwa speaking side. That's why I addressed it like that. I told my story and I expressed myself in the Kra language to let you know how powerful our traditional languages are. You can tell the difference between my speech, my volume, and the power that's coming from my voice when I speak Crown versus when I speak English. There's a reason for that. Your language is what God gave you. Your ethnic group is what God gave you. No man supposed to disrespect your language because the language you speak is not the language that he or she speaks. That's the first thing. Because in the language is the history. In the language is the power. That language is embedded in your emotional, your neurological, physiological structure. That's why the Chinese people speak Chinese. When they go to the UN, they don't speak English because they're in New York. They speak Chinese at the UN. Oh, but an African or president or Liberian president or whoever it is, when they go to New York, they speak in English. The day I go to the UN, they must find interpreter to interpret the Crown to them for them to understand. They have to interpret Chinese for the people that don't understand Chinese to understand that they have to interpret the Crown or the crew or the Gbaba or whatever it is that will go speak. That you speak in your own language. That's where the power is. That's where your inheritance is. Why you want to deny your inheritance? But there's a reason for it. There's a reason why it took 52 years in order for the country whose culture are promoted from youth up to this time for your president to recognize me. 52 years it took. You know why? Because we have conflicting cultural, socio-cultural, or practices and tendencies. And the reason why we have the confusion we have in Liberia today is because at the founding of the Republic of Liberia, the new republic, because the history of Liberia didn't start 1822. Please. I got a little story that I'm going to tell you guys about it so that everybody will know. And that story is very important. And I will tell the story as a Guaiponyon. Guaiponyon. You know, if in your expressions, in the development of the curriculum, you got to teach the culture, the history, and the philosophy of the people that you come from. You see, when I spoke, when I greeted every one of you, your little babies, all of your Ghana, your good Gbaba people, all of your, some of your Gbaba, your greeting Gbaba people in River G. They say River G. They say Maryland. They say good evening, everybody. This and that. What's that? There they were. Huh? If you come from Kepama, you come from Banana, you say, now we are. Yeah, when you greeting your people, speak the language to your people.
Oh.
That's why the politicians and whoever else they don't respect the culture of the people. They go to in the villages and then they speak in English to somebody in Yaya Ken.
Somebody interpreting it in English.
Somebody in Klibo, you go to Klibo, you then you ladies and gentlemen, so and no one. When you get it, yo party.
Party.
Let me hear you. Party, oh party.
Bati.
Party.
Yes.
Party.
Qui
Tell me
attient,
what
qui
you say.
attient.
Lenin.
Yeah.
Wuru down.
Go play, man. So the reason why I came on because I wanted to get a taste of what it is, why you're losing in Liberia. That the culture thing, let me tell everybody so you will know why Liberian people been running up and down, and they can't go hither nor thither when it comes to the culture of the country. Because old man Bati moved. Before old man Bati moved died, he gave me the baton. I got a culture thing, I got it here with me way here in the West. That's why you're running up
Wow.
and down. You can't find nothing. You're confused. Going to school and teaching the children to speak like Nigerians. Zero, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Because you don't got no culture. The people they eating, they're stealing all the wealth of the country, all of that. You sitting down on gold and things, you selling the land with the bones of your ancestors. That when you selling that land to foreigner. Some of you are in the southeastern region that giving people from Burkina Faso giving them this and doing this and that, blah, 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 your land. You give it to the people whatever you have. Abayi se bleba pro ziantinia. Who say bleba pro? Your pro bleba. When you sell the land, you're selling yourself. You can let somebody lease it. But not for you to be selling land and thing. So basically, I came on, it's very late on this side, but I came on the show because I wanted to let the people know, the people who are watching this show, to know why. Most of you, when I left Liberia, you're not born. You never saw me in person before. But why is it like this? That's the power of God. But that Nyoswa power. You can be hateful, you can do this and that. When God gets ready to fight your battle, nothing your enemies can do. That's what happened in that thing there. That's what happened. That happened. That program that happened on July 22nd. Because the seminar invitation a week before the event. So I couldn't make it to go. I said, well, God has shown a sign. And because God has shown a sign, I will respect it and I will honorably tell the president, thank you, but I will send my in-law to go and represent me. We talk about national unity. We're talking about reconciliation. We're talking about peace. It's no more time to play. And the reason why I appreciate His Excellency the President, and I will tell you the Liberian people, is that from the time Tolbert died, President William R. Tolbert was an enlightened despot. When we talk about world history and things, and we're talking about rulership, universal rulership, President William R. Tolbert Jr., the 19th president of Liberia, was an enlightened despot. Enlightened because he was far-sighted. He was not the type of leader who will say, oh, because you crown, or you dribble, or you this, or you conquer or country. President Tolbert wasn't like that. It was during his time that the country people started holding BB positions. When they started putting Jackson F. Doe them, David Dwyer them, and all the different people, they started putting them in big government positions and all of that. Tolbert was the one who did that. And that's how Tipo did them and all the other young people, Gabriel Bacchus, Matthews, and all of that. That's how he invited them to come to Liberia so they could join them to do it. But the true party people, they didn't like that. But he was far-sighted. And he knew that culture was very important. So all of what he did, like for instance, his foreign policy where he started raising funds for the liberation of Southern Africa, meaning Namibia, Angola, Mozambique, and South Africa, those days, or apartheid, he launched a national fund drive to raise money to help the liberators, those that were fighting for their freedom from the colonialists so they can be independent. And that was one of the things that they held him responsible for. The Western powers held him responsible for, that killed him. That thing about, just the soldiers did this and did that, that were not just the soldiers. It was because of his liberal, his liberalness, his liberal-mindedness. He was also chairman for the Organization of African Unity at the time when he was killed. And they were planning to have a common economy and a lot of things. He was working along with Gaddafi, them, all of that for them to do. So he was the type of, and then he was also a former president of the World Baptist Alliance, of all the Baptists around the world, especially the Southern Baptist people. And President Carter, Jimmy Carter, or Baptist or Southern Baptist, person, his own Baptist brother that was during his time that President Tolbert was assassinated. So it's a lot of things that you young people don't know about your country, and you are caught in the midst. And I am blessed that God has given me these young people that are on tonight. Those of you who stood up and signed paper to send to the president without my telling you, but because God inspired you to do it because of the things that I'm saying. That's one of the reasons why it has been very difficult for other people who were held in the country for them to recognize me or to even call me for help with the kinds of things that we can do to enlighten our people so that we can be proud and very productive. So I'm very pleased with what President Boakai did. Yes, another important thing that I want to tell you. When the American Liberians were in power in Liberia, the country people complain, the country people doing this, the people doing that, the American Liberian people doing this to us. That's what they were saying. After 1980, when all the country bookers then came from all in the corner there from Grand Jide, Lofa, this, that, Limba, blah, 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 this and that, blah, blah, blah. They don't even talk to their people anymore. They don't even, they're the ones that can say, I don't know how to speak that thing. We thought that would be the time when Joe took over and other people took over, that would be the time for us to promote our culture. You come from the village. The culture that you grew up in the village with, is that what you're turning your back at? To be somebody different? Development doesn't come like that. Let me tell you, the young people and the other people, what I see in President Boakai. President Boakai just needs help. He needs people like us, like me, who will tell him A is for A and B is for Bullfrog. A for apple, B for Bullfrog. You like it, you don't like it, Jacko. You gotta have sincere people. And how can you be sincere and brave, and straightforward? You cannot be straightforward and brave if you disrespect your culture. If you put money first before you put the dignity of your human person and your culture, then you will just be nobody. You'll be running behind the people. You see, that's why most of the time the people that stand up for justice and truth in the country, they don't want to see them. And those people who don't want to see them are people who don't know their culture. Because if you know your culture, you respect one another. That's why our country was so peaceful, because we've obeyed the dictates of our ancestors. We obey the dictates of our ancestors. So that's also very, very important. Let me come to the issue of the Kwa speaking people. As I said in Crown earlier, I'm on your way. I want to tell you a story. I will not be too long. I will tell you a story. In a village, when after we go on the farm, we finish brushing, we come back, the women cook. They put the hot water on, we take bath good. Because when you finish brushing, all your bones, everything can be aching. And we mean that know how to face that hot bath, man. They face that hot bath, and you gotta go in the country bathroom, that little bamboo thing around the place. You put lapa in front of the thing. They said that'll take bath. You take it bath, people can see your hair in the village and all of that. That's part of our tradition. I had the privilege to live those kinds of things because I was born in Monrovia, but after some time, my mother said she didn't want me to get lost. She said, "No, say born yema." Well, I couldn't speak Crown. She said, "No, this thing can't happen because my parents are descendants of Crown kings. The two of them were actually related. They come from the same royal household, royal background. I got to know that when I got older. Before now, I didn't know. Well, I was so anxious to know about my background. They said that when I found out this other king here that my father, grandfather, the same person that my great grandfather did. So I said, "But how come this is like this?" They say, "Oh no, that like that when we started liking each other, old people didn't want us to get together, but we just did our own thing." So my mother and my father, they related from the same royal line. You see, so as I was saying, so in the village, when we finish taking bath and all of that, we got a Guayiponyon, young man from River G. Well, what's your name again?
Prince Copeland.
Well, Prince.
From Diebo.
Yeah, well, they are believe your poisoning can what die. Your poisoning, they buy your poisoning, more glue, more acre, my that way. Your poisoning can what die, they are believe they will do here.
Alo da nyeku ono diamo.
The diamo. Seji, are you there?
Seji, we are.
Seji is off that. Seji is off.
That kind of audience that I don't like. You got ready to lecture now. They are calling the people, they not answering. Then I can't tell my story by myself.
Yeah.
So that's why in the village, when the storyteller, when he telling a story, that way they can intersperse it with singing, with this song and things. So because the people they can be falling asleep. Then they put the song, and the boy put the song, everybody start clapping, boom, boom, then they beat the drums more, like that, around the fireside. So the Guayiponyon is the storyteller.
Yeah.
In the village, the Guayiponyon. So I come to tell you a story. I will tell it in Kran and and then I will explain it in English. Because you see, to best express yourself, you must express yourself in an inherited language that God gave you. He gave Chinese men his own. The Chinese men using his own. You the Liberian man and you the global man, you take your own. Fruit man going outside me, I go speak English, yeah. And you can't even speak the English good. So fake people. That's why you can't trust anybody, because there's no trust. When you don't appreciate your culture, you don't do the things that your ancestors told you to do in that land. When you're doing something different, you will always be fake. Anything you do and I go straight. That's why giving the place hard time. People stealing. During our days, when somebody see they can sing song behind them, TV, John Koliko, roll, John Koliko, TV, John Koliko. So because of that, nobody want for people to be singing TV, John Koliko behind them. So the white people stealing and boasting, I got money, I got this, that. Whose money is it? The money for electricity? Or the one for the hospital? The one for the roads? That's how you build a nation. To build a nation, as a leader, you will be like the way how that President Boakai is doing. That's how you build a nation. You don't have to like me, but listen to what I'm telling you. Does it make sense? That's what the issue is. And that's why I'm grateful for the young people that are in decorative artist theater. God selected you for me. He selected you for this struggle. This is a struggle. We fought hard for it. So the people that are running up and down that enjoying that government, that enjoying Liberia and all of that, those days when we were at LU and speaking on behalf of the oppressed masses of Liberia, you were nowhere around. You were in the corner. We used to stand up and speak. Go before the president, go before diplomats, and ring it. Why? Because when I was small, my mom used to cook my day pot butter. She used to cook it with the monkey meat, the monkey head. She would take it and put it inside my soup and then put it on top of my rice. I used to eat it, all the brain thing from inside in the country here. Liberian kids are smart. That's why it has drawn me to you guys. You're smart. On top of it, look at what happened in the country. And all of you like in decorative artist theater, all the members of decorative artist theater got degrees. Because it's a collegiate organization. Traditional artists can join also. But all the Dati members, all the people that came up here to talk, they all got degrees. They got credentials. So we're supposed to be promoting the meritorious system. And that's what President Boakai, that's why he did that what you call merit. That's what he did. He looked at the thing, Lord, I said, but the man been through all the things, this and that. What would getting all the people, all the honor and thing, grand commander for this one, that. And this man here that got all the things that been doing, what we can't do it to it. Come on. You put his name there. You're lucky or don't like it. You put his name there. And the reason why you're standing up is because you're standing for justice. The people ate my human rights for 52 years. They ate it, they chopped it. And they never knew that God would raise young people like you to stand up today to be talking on radio station or all that kind of thing. They didn't know that. But they haven't learned anything yet. Because this is just the beginning. It's time to build the country. Bele can't build country. The nocative then gotta be inside the thing there to chase no the one like A, the other one like B. No cheat the one like so thing. Somebody gotta say so thing. Not everybody wants to steal to be called rich. Richness comes through your faith in God and through the things that you do for your people to benefit and uplift their lives. That's what the wealth is. The reason why I feel wealthy, you know why? I can sit there in America and you're the young people, you're there because you love justice and truth. You're standing up for justice and truth. Where you're in America and are being honored in Liberia. Amen. That's the power of God. That's the power of the culture.
Amen.
That's the power. That's why when you came on and say, oh, we want to introduce you or something, because even the little boy from Prince Copeland, he even know my name, sir. Out there, you were fighting with it. Just I said the other one, he looked at you now in front of me. Yeah, I'm gonna throw one leg with you in your head. You're going to know
No,
me.
I know the name. I know the name.
What's my name?
Dr. Joseph Gbaba. I know your name.
Oh, okay. Because you're calling all kind of things. Just I said the other one, he looking for trouble.
I corrected myself.
Because my man, our cloud man, we don't joke.
Yeah, but Claro, we from Claro too as well. We the old people.
Yeah, no, I mean all of you. I'm saying cloud, KLAO, you know, cloud, meaning all the people that come from that southeastern region, the Crew, the Crown, the Grebo, the Bassa, you know, we're all cloud people who come from one place. So let me tell you the story now as a white poem. In the village, you know, like where you can say, how you call it? Once upon a time. When you say once upon a time, what do you say?
Time.
Don't say Satio.
Okay, but that's not how we do it. That one that once upon a time that you're making things.
No, Zanzania Zan.
Yeah. For me now to tell me, so for me to tell my story, I would say, Pia, pole dona. Then you would say, Hino. Okay? Let me do it again. Let me do it again. Pia, pole dona. Yeah. The storytellers used to do that because they didn't want people to sleep. They wanted the audience to be awake. In the evening, you know, we sit there around the fire, every time, brother, you know, you tired from the fun, you want to sleep, brother, then the person beating the drum, and you wake up slow, whatever it is, you know. So the storyteller was saying, now, you see, that the way how I'm saying it, the way how I'm saying it in the language, versus when you say English, it's different because you say once upon a time. But no, in our tradition, that way you can see the power because that power comes through your voice and all of that. So it's bia, pole dona. Then the people say, Hinyo. Then the person ready now to start. So this is my story. When God created man in Eastern Africa, and we can attest to it because we have archaeological finds that confirm that the first hominid fossil that was discovered in Eastern Africa, in Tanganyika, and also in Kenya. The Zinzanthropus boisier, that's the scientific name for that skull that they found that is the oldest hominids fossil in the world. So the fact is established that the first man God created was created in Africa, in the eastern part. or Africa. So based upon that, we are descendants of the first human beings that God created. When God created us, human beings, the basic unit of every society is a family. So we were created, man and woman had children, blah, blah, blah. So for instance, with my family, then I have a wife, children, sons and daughters. The sons and daughters go and have children like that. So according to our tradition, what our ancestors told me, according to our tradition, during those early days of the creation, the Kwa speaking people, the Kra, the Kru, the Gbaba, the Bassa, the Dewian, and Bele, we were brothers and sisters. Our ancestors were brothers and sisters from the same family. As the family expanded and all of that, their parents told them, wherever you go, you stick together as family. They will form towns. Then as a family, a man was a wanderer, didn't live in a village, or so they will sleep anywhere, sleep on a trunk of trees, those kinds of things. Barbaric then. And then when man reached a stage where he began to build huts and things to form a community, to say, oh, but the 4 or 5 of us can just stay in a place and build our little town. Then that was the beginning of civilization. That's the beginning of civilization. Civilization meaning town dwellers. So when man began to, when you transgress from being a wanderer or food gatherer to building, towns and villages and all of that, then he became civilized. So that's why people who live in a country or a village or whatever it's called, civilians. Okay. So, and civilization, when you talk about civilization, you're also talking about the language. Because every group of people that God puts together, they got to speak a language. So for our family, the Kwa family, we originally spoke the same language. But as our ancestors moved from place to place and moved further away, they started pronouncing words differently. So for instance, in River G, you have different types of Gbaba with different accents. That's because they live in different regions of the country, and as you move further, the pronunciation of words in their immediate environment will be different from the way how other people on the other side are calling the same thing. But basically, you will still understand one another. And that's what happened to us, the Kwa people. Before our ancestors left, so that the children now, the Crown, Crew, Gbaba, Bassa. So let's say, for instance, that were their names. So the one son named Crown, the other son named Crew, the other one named Gbaba, the other one named Bassa, the other one named Dati, and this and that. They born children. So actually, if we go by our real tradition, I think Gbaba man not sort of married to a Crown woman, because we sort of be related from the beginning, from that same family, the Kwa family. But all I want to put it aside, say, man, let people where people gotta put water in the fire, man. So that it now. But what happened also that with the expansion of the Sahara, with the growth of human population growth in the eastern region, it became congested. So there was so much competition and warfare for land. That's why our ancestors, the Kwa ancestors, all the big people, They went to the high priest. I'm trying to also tell you that we, the choir people from that side, we also got Judaic background. That's why you got the Buddha and all those kinds of things. You got a background, the Kui Joplin, and those people who got Kui, and all the different societies and things that we got came from the beginning. So our ancestors look at it, Lorna, and say, but if everything is like this, let's talk to the high priest, and he prayed to us to God for him to direct us where to go so that we can get from this crystal place so we can have more land. They went to the high priest. The high priest, as usual, got to do animal sacrifice. They put the lamb there. They put it on the altar. They prayed. The smoke went up. Then God directed them. For the crown people, they said that when they went to the high priest and they told the high priest and all of that, and the high priest prayed, then God directed them. God said, well, because the prayer that they made to God was that, God, we want to be your people and we want you to be our God. We want to make arrangement with you so you be our God and we will be your people for you to defend us and protect us. So they made a covenant. That thing they can be talking about the Bible and thing they be talking about the covenant and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Our people made covenant with God. The word, the covenant, the crown word for covenant is Quran. That's why they call them crown people. Because they made covenant with God. God to be their God and they God's people. We have high priests, the global people, the crown people, the Basa people, and all of that. Then they directed them to come. They say, well, when you're going, you'll stick together. Wherever you go, you'll stick together. You don't leave one another. You'll defend one another.
Okay.
So that what happened? That's why Crown, Crew, Grebo, Basa, all of them, they had a confederation. During the days of Mali, Songhai, Ghana, the empire days, they had confederation. Nobody could just be there. You jump on the crown people, the Basa, Grebo people coming for you. The crew people. So they told them to be in one place. So that's why when they came, they stick together. You see that? You see how they listened to the ancestors? They didn't depart from it. Grand Jide, River G, Sano, Maryland, Grand Bassa, River Sass, Monserrato, Magibi, everybody just right there. Everybody together. Because I wanted
Hi,
people to
my name is Theophilus Julipan Nelson I. I am the founder and CEO of Lift Africa LLC. Lift Africa started as an employment agency that sought the employment of immigrants coming to the U.S. and finding ways and means to go to start life in this great your country. Now we have added airport pickups and drop, car rental, hall rental. As you see, we have a new business location. Started with just a little office part, but today we have a whole complex that we can do a lot of stuff with.
Hello everyone, my name is Geneva Kreitz. I'm the Executive Administrator of Uplift Africa. We have an excellent employment rate at our company. We work with and for you regardless of your situation. If you've ever been in prison, maybe your background isn't great, do not worry. We have a place for you here. We believe in equal opportunity for everyone, especially you. So sign up today and begin earning.
My name is Emmanuel P. Horton, Operational Director for Live Africa. Live Africa is the place to be.
Okay, are we back?
Yeah, so we back that although we have limited time already, but could we just make it short, and then we try to wrap it up and maybe schedule another interview or discussion so that we will have all we can. But sorry for the interruption. That was due to time limit, and also we had to take a commercial break. But anyway, to
Oh,
welcome
that's
back,
great.
just wish that yeah,
That's great. That's great.
I just wish that we can wrap it
So,
up and
uh,
then and move on.
so Dr. Joseph Wabba, thank you. We appreciate you, but hope next time we can have the time to speak to our audience. I think they'll be grateful to have you, promoting the cultural heritage of our country. For people to know that you spoke about something that I mean, at the time you're speaking to somebody who tells you, I can't understand that thing you're talking about. That your dollar you calling thing, your cultural heritage. So at least if the people have the opportunity to talk to you next time on the radio, they'll be so much impressed for people to be motivated to many people are losing that. Many of the time they say they can't understand the dialect. Even if they from Weipo, from Ketebo, from Diebo, they feel to themselves, if they are speaking a dialect, then meaning they are so traditional people. They don't like that one. They want to be similar people. But I think, yes, your education is something that with people of Refugee County, they are so much appreciated. But if we get at the time and where they'll be phone their calls, I think they will make a mark where they'll be making a recommendation as well to you. But we are grateful about that this morning.
All right, thank you so much. Um, to conclude, especially with you young people, I want to say thank you for the opportunity to come on the show. And as I said, we do have a proposal that will forward it to the president. It is one thing to say, oh, doctor, we honor you for this and that, what you do and all of that. But if a woman can cook, you got to take money, put your hand in the pocket, give the money so they can cook to do the thing. There's so much that the youth of Liberia can do, and the project that we are proposing is something that will create jobs for young people, especially those who have graduated from college and cannot find jobs. So instead of government being burdened, we can get a cooperation. So the importance of cooperation and collaboration is very important, and we are willing to collaborate. And that was one of the ways in which we helped the Talbot government, to promote Pan-Africanism when they were raising funds to support the liberation struggle. Then I did the plays, the theater productions to portray the ills of apartheid, to portray the ills of imperialism, in Africa. And the president and other, African presidents that watched the play, they were very, very impressed. Also, during the time of Talbot and when I was at the University of Liberia, the Minister of Information, the Director General of the Liberia Broadcasting System, they scouted for talents. They didn't push people away. These days, people who hold those positions are not welcoming. They don't even want to talk to you.
Mhm.
You cannot build a country where you want to shun the talented people, creative people.
And that's for
People,
sure that's
Mhm.
for sure that we the country will never be built once the talented people are shunned away. So we have limited time that I just wish that we will come up and then go about giving more insight. We will schedule another section. But to wrap things up with you, that with the honor, we need to understand what should come after the honor. Let's wrap it up with this question, and any other thing we have a next session scheduled.
Yeah, well,
What should come after this? The honor.
what I'm waiting for now, I hear all that you guys are saying. What I'm
Mhm.
waiting for, we live in a advanced society, we live in an advanced world. You see, I'm here in the States, but I'm talking to people in Liberia.
Sure.
So, you know, I cannot, I'm a technician, I'm a technocrat. So I need the support to do the work. And what we did with the country artists, that we spell out what we are able to do. So it's in that document that's before the president. I'm waiting to get a response from the president regarding the proposal that we sent. We want his endorsement so that we can get started. Because when I come to Liberia, I'm not coming to go from place to place, to look for what I didn't lose in the place. When I come to Liberia, that's why I got people on the ground, because when I come, I just want to go right into the work itself. We got too much to do. We got to educate the people on peace and reconciliation. I don't hear anything about peace and reconciliation. I don't hear anything, programs on the radio stations and all of that, on TV, different things. That's how people to keep the people busy. Activities in the schools. So those are things that people who are not trained to do those things will never be able to do them like that. That's why you need technocrats. And we feel that we have the ability to assist the government to do that. And all we need is the endorsement. It's the
Okay
same
then.
thing with foreign affairs. Foreign affairs, the same thing with, what's that? Caesar Dennis Jr., when he was Minister of Foreign Affairs, yeah, he saw the type of production we're putting up and how he was promoting the foreign policy of Liberia. He decided to sponsor our show at the City Hall, Monrovia City Hall, and invited all the diplomats to come to that cultural performance because he wanted to showcase Liberia's culture to the world. So those are the kinds of things that I expect collaboration and cooperation. I'm looking forward to with LDS, ELTV, Foreign Ministry, the Bureau of Culture and Tourism, what's that? The tourism place, education. We can do the curriculum. We can do textbooks.
Sure,
You see, we can do a whole lot of things. So we just pray that you guys will follow up on your letter to the president. And
That's for
you'll
sure.
send a response to me so I can get on the plane and come.
That will be done subsequently. So with limited time in our favor, it's so saddening that we couldn't have the lines open up, due to time. But we're hoping that the next time we have a new scheduled, we will have our audience participating with us as well. So let's now move over to parting statements quickly before we wrap things up finally with the Rabba Joe Baba, and let's get started with we have limited people here as well. But let's have parting statement from Philomena Aku from Belelu chapter.
Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Philomena M. Aku, Benenu Chapter Director. So on behalf of every Dati member here in Maryland County, I would like to say again, thank you to the President for such an honor upon Dr. Joseph Gbaba and us, his followers, and the youth of Liberia at large. I want to reiterate, our culture is important. Our culture matters to us. We need to know where we come from. We need to learn our language, and we need to be proud of who we are, and we need to love ourselves. We are Liberians. We did not choose to be Liberians, but we were born, we open our eyes here, and therefore we should be proud to be Liberians and to be Grebo or Kra or Ku or whatsoever country you find yourself in. Thank you very much, and God bless every youth. Amen.
Okay, so that's it from her end. Let's now, probably before we okay, let's go straightly to Michelle already. And
Victor,
Michelle,
are
are
you
you
getting
there?
me?
Yeah, you live and clear. Let's get
Yeah, are you
parting
getting me?
statements from you. And yes, you are live and clear.
All right, so my partner statement
I would like to begin with the G radio station. We want to say a very big thank you to the management of the G radio station there in River G. Thank you for allowing us to appear, on your talk show. A special thanks and appreciation as well to the Radio Phoenix family and the management of the radio station. We want to say thanks as well for relaying this. We we are so grateful to the Radio Phoenix family. We also want to say a big thank you to everyone listening to us via radio or online, in River G, in Maryland, and everyone following us via, on the internet. We want to say a very big thank you, for listening. Thank you for taking upon your time to follow us. A special thanks to the various youth leaders who have collaborated with us, the various youth leaders who collaborated with us, to send the thank you message to the President of the Republic of Liberia. We want to say a very big thank you to them. And a special thanks to the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai, for recognizing the efforts, the contribution of Dr. Joseph Gbaba, in promoting our Liberian African culture. A very big one to Dr. Gbaba, for his continued support, you know, to us, the young people of Liberia, his efforts to make us to have more interest in our culture, that we want to say, in our global language, we want to say, Apisenu, Nyeswabo Neomo. So let God bless everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, then thank you so much, Michelle. And let's now join Prince Copeland from River G County at Radio G 90.2 FM. Final words to the people, are probably your panelists as well.
Well, Victor, I'd like to appreciate you and specifically Dr. Joseph Baba, looking at the issue of promoting the cultural heritage is something that is very much important. We hope and pray that he will continue to do that. And also the next time where we have our audience, we'll make their phone in calls where they will be able to make some recommendations and corrections as well. But we want to say a very big thank to him. We hope that he continue to do this. It's going to help many of us to making sure that we be reminded about our own culture, to know where we're from, to know where are we going as Liberians or as the people, as global people. It's very important because one thing he said, I can still remember, it's something that all around. Sometimes if you meet some of your friends, relatives, speaking dialect to them, they will always tell you, say, I can't understand why you're talking. But you speak English, they'll be proud to respond to you. So these are things that I think we need to promote when it comes to our own culture. We need to promote our own thing, then to actually engage ourselves into the Queen language. Very important, but I think it's very important not to forget our own root, where we from. So we want to urge you to continue to promote this important conversation where we have all the radio stations where our people will be able to be informed, where our people will be encouraged to be able to learn their own dialect. Thank you so much and have yourself a wonderful time from the end of Radio G.
And that's it from Prince Copeland. Let's now wrap it up with the Rabbi Joe Baba himself. Your final comment, sir.
Thank you. I want to say tattoo to all my brothers and sisters in River G County, in Maryland County. I want to say that BCA. I also want to say thank you to once again the President of the Republic of Liberia for recognizing me. I am prepared to assist his government and the people of Liberia to promote our history and culture, and also to elevate, our educational system so that the educational system can be culturally relevant for Liberian learners and educators. Thank you once again, and I look forward to receiving a formal response to the correspondence that was sent to the president, so that we can make a final decision as to when we can come to Liberia to begin the cultural awareness and national reconciliation program that will benefit the country and bring all of us together as one people. Again, thanks to all of you on this line tonight. Thank all the youth for everything that you're doing. Thank you for your prayers and your support. And you can rest assured of my prayers and support as well. And I look forward to seeing you guys during the 50th anniversary, which is next year, hopefully between February and March. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay, Dad.
Okay.
So that to do it with the Rabbi Joe Gbaba himself on this platform right here. So as we close up this conversation, the message is just simple. Recognition is important, but recognition must also come along with inspirational activities, action. So, on behalf of the Degonte Artists Theatre Incorporated, the youth art advocates, and young Liberians across the country, we once again extend our sincere appreciation to His Excellency President Joseph Nyama Boakai Sr. for recognizing the contribution of Dr. Robert Prince Joseph Gbaba. But this moment should not just be the end. Let it be a new beginning, a beginning where Liberia invests more in its culture and young people, its artists and educators and history. A beginning where young people can proudly say, I am a Liberian and I know where I am from. I know where I come from. I know my culture and I know where I'm. And from River County this morning, Dati said, big thank you to Prince Copeland, the Radio G family, and all of our people around the globe, those who are watching us via Facebook, YouTube, or whatever platform you are watching us from. I'm Victor Dikwiti, the media and communication officers of Deccan T Artist Theatre Incorporated Liberia. Thank you, Radio G, and thank you to everyone for being part of this important discussion. Hoping that next time we have a vibrant one, that we have participatory one, having conversation from in and out. So we're gonna have that plan and see how best we can get it linked up. Moreover, we say thank you so much for being a part. Do you have yourself a wonderful time? Bye bye.
Great.
Thank you so
Introducing Suku Express, shipping from the USA to Liberia, offering pickup services from Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, and New York. Suku Express is very reliable, efficient, trustworthy, and seamless. U.S. warehouse and loading dock is at 54101 Tacony Street, Philadelphia, PA 19137. Contact 267-987-6821 or 267-437-6463. Then in Liberia, Art Dry Rice Market, Bannersville Road. Contact 0775-245-666 or 0555-594-53.
Hey, this is Grace, the CEO of the founder Suku Express. Parcel your stuff good, valuable stuff goes in a plastic barrel. You gotta shrink wrap, you lock the barrel, you gotta shrink wrap the barrel, protect your stuff. Boxes, use shoes. Any box taller than me, I can't ship it.
With Suku Express, your worries are over. Ship with confidence and ease. Thanks for doing businesses with Suku Express.